Welcome everyone to Module 13. You made it to finals week. This class is light for finals week. You've turned in everything that you have already. I'm just finishing up grading papers. You all finished up your quiz last Friday. Uh, so we're done for this class. I do have a few thoughts and then uh, another brief thing that I've alluded to in the written overview for this week. So watch to the end. I did want to mention a few just reactions that I've had as I've been grading the papers. So on integrating theories, I think I talked about this last week, but I wanted to mention it again. So there's something called syncretism. So it's basically when you're just kind of randomly pulling techniques and ideas from various theories because it's like, okay, it seems like on the surface it just applies to the client. So that might like make sense at first, but in the Corey text on page 428, so when a counselor does this, it's lacking in knowledge and skill in selecting interventions, looking for anything that seems to work, often making little attempt to determine whether the therapeutic procedures are indeed effective. Such an uncritical and unsystematic combination of techniques is no better than a narrow and dogmatic orthodoxy. Pulling techniques from many sources without a sound rationale results in uh, syncretistic confusion, which is detrimental to the successful treatment of clients. So I just wanted to mention that because it's fine. You're at the beginning part of your journey as a counselor, but those thoughts surfaced as I sometimes saw elements of this already in the final project papers. Like I said, this is kind of expected at this point. Like it's kind of hard to get a core, like more philosophical depth of thoughtfulness of the theory. But I do want to encourage you to move that direction. And I gave a lot of you feedback on that. That I think it's important that from day one you understand that it's not just techniques. Techniques isn't just the core of counseling. Understanding the rationale. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why are these techniques helpful? What is the core philosophy about how people change, about who people are, about my role as a counselor? According to a sound theoretical position about how to help and how to answer those questions. So this then kind of goes into technical integration and theoretical integration. So technical integration is where you kind of pull techniques to like help a client in their best situation. This can be done thoughtfully. It can be done in a way that's like, okay, I'm thinking about the bigger why of why I'm drawing from these various theories and how to kind of uh, connect between them. But I want to also encourage you to consider the theoretical integration. So on page 429, theoretical or integration, Corey states, refers to a conceptual or theoretical creation beyond a mere blending of techniques. This route has the goal of producing a conceptual framework that synthesizes the best aspects of two or more theoretical approaches under the assumption that the outcome will be richer than either theory alone. So it's really thoughtfully thinking about, okay, the core of these theories, how can they connect? Uh, so how can I create a new like conceptual framework that addresses these underlying assumptions of the theories that really resonates between them and kind of wrestles with the differences between the theories. So as you're moving forward, I hope that you keep considering that. And I guess one quick example of this is like person-centered and CBT. So person-centered theory and CBT are pretty different. Motivational interviewing is almost like a marriage between those two. But at its core, person-centered is not a directive expert-based approach. And CBT can often be a little bit more on the continuum of more of an expert, a teacher role, and a little bit more directive, giving homework, focusing on techniques and specific, interventions of like, oh, I need to do this for this specific target, this specific behavior. Person-centered is much more the relational climate focus is what's important. So some people try to integrate theories like this. That can be done and attempted. I really question that though. I question, can these theories even like do the philosophical roots even align? I don't really see that they do. I see that they're just very different. On the surface, maybe there's some similarities or just like the core counseling skills are still being used in both. But when you're choosing to like more deeply resonate with a theory, yeah, I don't see it clearly personally. And others might have different perceptions and experiences of that, and that's okay. And maybe you'll disagree, and that's okay too. But I just want from the start of your journey, once again, I just want to really, I think, sound clarity can really help in your work with a client, not just kind of surface level ideas of techniques. but like, what do I believe about this relationship? What do I believe about counseling? And then leaning or kind of intervening from that space is way more, there's a lot more thoughtfulness there. So to continue to learning about theory, these are just some recommendations, some ideas that you can follow if you want or not. But I found it really helpful to go read books by the founding theorists. You know, so if it's CBT, you might go to Aaron Beck, you might go to Albert Ellis, you might go to Christine Podesky, and some of these theorists are a little bit more contemporary. They're not necessarily just the founders. Like person-centered, you could Rogers, existentialism, you can go to Yalom, you can go to Rollo May, you can go to Viktor Frankl, William Glasser for reality choice theory, you know. So just going to some of those core texts, those first kind of foundational texts, can be really helpful in clearing, okay, what is the core? Because usually those founders have to make a clear argument of what is the core of their approach. What are the core, you know, pieces of how they created this unique theory. And I'd encourage you just to choose maybe one or two theories, no more than two, to really start learning more about. Because if you start to broaden too much and integrating like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 theories, it's pretty overwhelming. You know, it's just kind of hard to make sense of all those. It's like, I would even maybe think that at any point it's kind of hard to navigate 3 or more theories, you know, into like, unless it's like an integrative model, like the interpersonal process model in counseling is one example that you'll likely learn about later. And motivational interviewing is integrating from a few, but the models aren't necessarily saying they're a new theory. They're just saying, hey, we're drawing from these theories to create like a surface level, you know, here's how we intervene for clients. So as it goes for theory, you know, finding your maybe 1 or 2 core theories can sometimes be helpful to not spread yourself too thin and really get depth of understanding rather than just kind of knowing a little bit about a lot. Okay, the last thing, so this video doesn't go too long. Discussion board. I'm going to post the discussion board on Tuesday. So that is December, I believe it's 13th. I'm looking to verify. Yep, 13th. So this is an extra credit discussion board. It'll be 5 points. You're just asked to talk about the major learnings from this semester and how you'll engage in self-care over the break. I'm going to open it on Tuesday because I wanted to almost reward or just say good work for watching these videos all the way to the end. So yeah, you can get up to 5 points. Like really, if you just do it, you'll get 5 points, and those 5 points will just be added into your final project grade. No responses to peers are required. You can if you want, but the 5 points is just for the first original post. Like I said, so you know now that Tuesdays when that will be released, you'll be able to view that and do that. So once again, you needed to watch this video to the end to know that detail. Maybe some will just look on Wednesday and they'll see it. So I'm just lucky them to see that. But I really do appreciate this semester. I appreciate the hard work that you've all been putting in, the thoughtfulness. You know, grad school is not easy. I know a lot of you are working full time too. You're all doing a lot. So I really hope you can find some calmness in the next few weeks and enjoy yourself, enjoy your relationships, enjoy your time to yourself. And I've really enjoyed working with you this semester. And I guess the last piece is I really encourage you to fill out the course evaluation for this course. You know, if there were things that were terrible about this course, okay, let me know about it. Let me know, you know, the specifics of how and why. I like to receive that feedback and learn. So please fill out those course evaluations. But overall, thanks for the semester. Thanks for the hard work. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.